Hey guys, um, how are you guys doing? Sorry, I'm a little out of breath because I actually just went on a walk slash run. Usually at night I feel usually better, so this is the time I try to walk. And today has been one of those days where in the morning or throughout the entire day I was just in so much pain and tension and just felt like I was dying all the way through the afternoon, um, and towards the end of the night, I actually made a really nice lamb dinner for myself, and yeah, and I felt like, I mean, Dr. Farias, the doctor that I'm so grateful I have met, um, talked about the four, the different, not stages, but different days that you will feel during your first 6 months, a year of recovery. And he said 2% of the days you're going to feel like you don't even have dystonia and you don't even know how you got there. And right now it's kind of one of those nights. I still get the head tilt and stuff, but I don't get the crazy, like, the symptoms are just a lot less. I kind of feel like I'm almost normal. And so I'm really grateful for that. But really, you can see that my head still tilts down a lot lately. And as I started to work my spine and neck a lot more, because I was focusing a lot more on the other parts of my body. The scary thing with dystonia is when you work out one part, you don't know how your brain is going to react. So it might make it worse initially, or it might make other parts worse. So now my neck started to do this going down thing. And my spine, my back, my neck is just way more tense, and it's pulling, and it feels like I'm making it worse than by doing exercises. But in reality, I know it's scary to not know whether you're helping yourself or not, but deep down you just gotta believe what you're doing, it's the right thing, and weird things are gonna happen throughout the process. If you just stick to the program, you'll see progress. So yeah, but really what I wanted to talk about today is I went through a whole lot of emotional. I feel like every time I record, every week is like a roller coaster. I want to make it short as far as, so I went through, I don't know if I talked about the guy that I stopped talking to last time, and I actually, really loved this guy, and I didn't talk to him for a whole month. We stopped talking, and out of the blue, he texted me, which I didn't expect, and then we started talking again, and it was this whole emotional thing, which I'm going to keep it very short, but at the end of the day, after 2 weeks, we stopped talking again. So this happened like a couple of days ago, where I was emotionally it just took me off rail. I realized that he was the beginning of me trying to realize what is happening with me internally. But I really have to say, some days I hate dystonia so much. I hate it. I feel like it's ruined my life. I grieve about everything. I grieve about my old self. I grieve about just being normal. I grieve about who I was, what I thought I am. I grieved, I don't know, I grieved the entire world. Like, you guys, I don't even know how to describe how I feel. And there's days I feel like dystonia destroyed my life. It took away everything about me. And not until now, yesterday I was I let myself grieve sometimes, especially when I was going through the breakup. I was just so sad and sad and sad, and I actually was starting my period too. And like usually with dystonia, a week before my period starts, I am an emotional mess. Because everything people go through, it just intensifies. Looping thoughts, 100% worse. PMS, 100% worse. It's just everything is intensified by dystonia. So I'm just this emotional mess. And, you know, I felt like nobody cared about me. I felt like I was just a burden to everyone. I, and I, I forgot what I was gonna say. You guys have to give me a second to catch my thoughts. I can't remember what I was gonna say. Yeah, this is dystonia. You know, you're just lose track of what you're saying. I remember now. So while during yesterday I was grieving because I just let myself grieve because, you know, sometimes you just gotta cry, and I cry a lot ever since I started having anxiety and dystonia. And I started watching, and then I was just watching some random YouTube video about this girl going around asking strangers what someone said, what's the one thing someone said that hurt them the most. And, you know, and listening to other people, and I started wondering, what was something that, what, if she asked me that, what would it be, you know? Because I never thought about that question. I never thought about what someone said hurted me the most, because people always say things that hurts me, you know? And when I realized what that was, I broke down. I broke down and cried. And as I'm speaking right now, the thing that hurt me the most was when my mom told me I'm a prostitute, I'm a slut, to a 16-year-old girl. For no reason. Only because I was trying to dress slightly more revealing, like short skirts and things like that. And it wasn't even that bad. It was just me being a teenager, you know. But to her, I was a slut. I'm sorry for the language, but there's no other way to say it. That's what she said. And I spent the rest of my life trying to prove to her that I'm not, that there's more to me. And I haven't done anything for me. And my mind was very clear today, thanks to neurofeedback. So I was cooking for myself. I mean, after therapists told me, you know, like, do things for yourself sometimes, I started cooking more often for myself. Just doing things to, you know, to show myself that I appreciate me. And that has helped tremendously. So I was cooking a really nice dinner for myself today. And everything just seemed so clear. I sat on the floor and I started crying. And this is the first time I felt how I realized, I truly felt how empty I am. How I have nothing. How I'm just a hollow shell. And it showed me how much I've been neglecting who I am, how much I've not taken care of myself. I neglected me forever, my entire life. I did everything for the sake of proving to my mom, to the rest of the world, that I'm worth something. And I haven't proved a damn thing to myself. I haven't took care of me, you know? Just simple. I I realized all of the emptiness around me, and I realized that I need to start doing things to fill those emptiness. Things for me. Because there's a difference doing things for me and doing things to prove what I am to other people. And that, I don't know, I'm just going through so much like emotional enlightenment, I guess. I can't believe at age 32, I'm now finally processing things that happened when I was young, like 16, and even when I was a kid. Things that I just didn't process. I just dealt with it the way I thought it was the best, and until now, it eventually caught up to me. And it's thanks to dystonia. If I didn't have dystonia, if I wasn't forced to learn who I am, to accept who I am, because my whole life I was a perfectionist. I always believed I had to be better than everyone. I have to do things better than the average person, you know? I thought average means bad. In reality, I mean, now really, and that created a problem. That's why it was so hard for me to accept who I am and this version of me that has a disability. You know, it's like my biggest nightmare. And yeah, I didn't understand when Dr. Farias told me that, you know, dystonia is a really cruel disorder. Because the harder you want to get better, the more you want to get better, the harder you try, the worse it's going to get. You have to give up. You have to give up trying to get better. And that's when you're going to get better. I didn't understand it. I didn't understand how to give up trying when all you want to do is get better. That me that always want to fix things just did not understand. And it forced me to be content. It forced me to learn how empty I am. It forced me to process things that I never wanted to process. It forced me to learn to be okay with being average. It forced me to learn self-compassion. Things that, you know, I remember Jim Carrey said something along the lines of, I wish everyone gets rich, become a millionaire, and gets all the things that they want until that's when they realize that none of those things will make them happy. And I'm not saying I am a millionaire. I'm saying that I made good money before I got sick. And it made me realize that money doesn't mean shit. Sure, you need money to survive, and I'm not discrediting people that I'm not discrediting the value of money. I'm not saying that, you know, because I know there's people struggling day by day, and they just, all they need is just that little bit of money, you know. So I'm definitely not saying that. I'm just saying that money does not make you happy. When you have everything you think you want in the world, you'll realize that's not what you want. Because when I had the ability to buy things, everything I wanted, I was also at my saddest. And now that I have lost everything about me that I thought was made me me, the go-getter, you know, the A+ person, you know, the person that had so much confidence, that succeeded in every way, you know, that what the society would call a success, coming from nothing to something, you know, having a bad history to someone that, I don't know, owned a house at 22, you know, it I made something out of nothing, and I didn't even graduate college. I didn't even go to college, you know. If this is what you call, like, technically a so-called, I don't know, self-made whatever person, right? I took pride in that. I was proud to be who I was until now, until dystonia made me give all that up. It told me that, hey, your mentality of trying to fix things, trying to be good at everything, trying so hard is what got you here. You try too hard. Stop beating yourself up for things you haven't done. Stop beating yourself up for not, you know, being the best. Just give yourself some love. That's what dystonia is telling me. Give yourself some love. And yeah, I guess I just want to, I don't know, I get these moments now that I see things so clearly, and it's it's hard. It's hard. I'm not. It's so hard. It's so hard to balance all of these emotions, these grief, and these sadness, anger, and you still get up every day and do your exercises, even though you're just so tired. Um, and at the same time, and not trying so hard, not trying to get rid of it. It's just it's the hardest thing I ever encountered my entire life, and at the end of the day, still have self-love and still be okay with who you are. I mean, and I appreciate this opportunity. I do. I just, because without it, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have realized things I have realized now, and some things, and some of the things some people probably would never ever realize. And it gave me so much perspective on things. Like today, I was driving and I could barely move because I was just having so much tension. But yet, my mind was very, very clear. So I was just like, this must be how people with ALS feels. Because I remember Stephen Hawking was saying, you know, yet my body was locked, but my mind was free. That's how I felt. I couldn't move my body, but my mind was so open, you know, and I was just like, this is how you feel to not be able to move your body. And it just gave me empathy, I guess. It showed me, it allowed me to understand what other people are going through. I mean, because dystonia replicates so many different illnesses. I feel like I have stroke sometimes. I feel like I have Parkinson's sometimes. I feel like I have Tourette's sometimes. I understand what all these people are going through now, like through this one illness. And yeah, so I don't know what I'm getting at here, but I guess just love yourself a little bit more if you don't already. forgive yourself. Whatever you think you did wrong, you tried. You did your best. Just be compassionate towards yourself. You know, stop beating yourself up for things you think you should have done, would have done, could have done. Treat you like how you would treat a friend. And yeah. So I hope you guys are doing good. I will keep you guys posted. It's been April, May, June. It's been like 2.5 months now since I started this recovery. I mean, it's technically about, I guess, 6 months. I started doing stuff on, like, following Dr. Farias' program online for 4 months, but I really wasn't doing those exercises correctly at all. So really, I really started, I would say, 2.5 months, and I would say I made huge progress. So if you have dystonia, don't give up. Don't. You know, if you have any questions, you want to know how you have some resources, please reach out to me. If you're going through something in life, you know, I think at the end of the day, you have to find meaning in things. Sometimes it might seem really cruel what you're going through, you know, but change your perspective, because your perspective is reality. And that's I believe in that 100%. Whatever your perspective is, it's what reality is. There's no such thing as reality. It's what you believe. If you believe dystonia is the worst thing that happened to you, that's going to kill you, it will. But if you believe dystonia is here to teach you something, to make you a better person, that's also a reality. You choose what you want to believe. And that goes applied to anything, any disasters, any tragedy you're going through in life. You know, I hope you can turn bad things into inspiring things. So yeah, I wish you the best of luck, and I hope we can all just be a little more compassionate towards ourselves and love ourselves a little more, because we all deserve that. So yeah, good night, take care.